get
I
to
didn't
it.
even really talk to you much about this beforehand. I have not talked about this at all on the podcast, but I went back in for hair transplant surgery number 9.
I'm Dr. Parsa Mohebi from Parsa Mohebi Hair Restoration. We are planning to do a hair transplant for Mr. Joe Bach. Joe had multiple procedures in past with older method hair transplants, and some of them got complicated because of the nature of procedures, the way it was done before, and because of the type of anesthesia that was used that we don't do anymore. We're planning to do one procedure to give Joe a more youthful hairline, add more density to front, and give a bit more natural look overall.
This is an exciting day for me. This is number 9, lucky number 9 hair transplant surgery. And the first 8 were good. The last couple, when I went under general anesthesia, it cost me my voice for the better part of a year. That when I detailed my horrific situation with a paralyzed vocal cord, I kind of gave this whole thing a bad name. And now I'm back at it. I have friends to thank that have pushed me into this practice, and I'm here to give it a good name and a good result.
Hair transplant came a long way in the last 10 years, and today the procedures are outpatient. There's no need for general anesthesia. So the fact that somebody used general anesthesia for a procedure that was like 8 hours of work, that's by itself is a problem, because the ventilation tube sits on the vocal cord and keep pressing on them, and there's a higher chance of complications on the vocal cord that we had here before. Today the procedures are done under light sedation, oral pills to make people a little bit sleepy, a little bit more comfortable, and then laughing gas to make them a little bit more comfortable for the first portion of the day. And then we do local anesthesia, and then the rest is done. Patient is relaxed, enjoying the day pretty much as the group of people are walking around his head. We're planning to do 2200 FUE grafts. We extract the grafts from back and size it. He has a good number of healthy hair on the back. And then we're going to make the hairline nice and solid. We keep going back. It always comes from left to right. So we want to add a little bit more density to the left side, more depth to the left side, because every single hair that we put on the left side will cover the right side.
The hair on the sides of my head has been shaved. That's the donor area. Up in the front, as you can see with the markings, this is going to be my new hairline. So I'm excited, a little bit nervous. Time to get numbed up in the back of my head and the front of my head. And then this genius and these wonderful people are going to do kind of a conveyor belt of hair comes out, hair goes right back in the front. It goes from the worst seats in the house to the best seats in the house. This hair is going to have a whole new perspective. They're used to looking at what's behind me, and now these follicles are going to look to what's coming at me. That's the exciting part. I have to say already, this is far different than what I experienced the first time. My last foray into this, I went under general anesthesia. Now I'm doing this awake, and I'm glad I'm doing it awake, because these all seem like very nice people. They can talk me through what's happening. And while the whole setup looks a little bit intimidating, it's really kind of a simplistic operation. I actually fell asleep during part of the process, so that should be a good indication that I'm not squirming around in pain and sweating, which is what I did the first times that I did this without being in general anesthesia. So I don't really want to look at my head right now. You're looking at my head right now. I'm having a nice little lunch. I'm glad to eat, and yeah, I'm ready for a little bathroom break after this, and then go back to work and get out of here. this has been a long, great day.
Yeah.
This is, I couldn't be happier. I'm glad I did it.
Perfect.
And this whole team is amazing,
Thank you.
led by this man.
Thank
So
you.
it's
I'm
just, it's
glad you had a
a
good
totally
experience.
new experience.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm blown away. So thank you.
Happy.
You're a genius.
Thank you.